Alright, so to continue on to what we're doing and building this application out, we really want to kind of get the things kind of rolling and going. So we kind of went through different things. We're going to bump this up a little bit, and I want to actually add some contour to this. I want to add some layers to this, right? So the 4-color pattern, let's have the 4-color, something like that. Give the valve a little bit of shade. Give the valve a little bit of pop to it so you can kind of see that it is an actual valve, right? Again, when it comes down to it, it very much gives a good indication of that. Now, to get this more centered, right, we want to kind of move this over just a hair and get that just like that. Now, I want to copy this and paste it again, and then come down here and throw this on top of the tank or on top of the actual pump so that it looks very similar, right? So we want to get the nice itemized look. We want to again come over here, start using our features as far as our side to side, and then get that lined up properly. Now what you can do as far as this, we don't have any animation, we don't have anything over here as far as this goes, so what we can do is highlight all these and hit the control button and just control this, control that, and that, and then we'll copy paste. So we missed one, which is fine. We'll come over here, copy paste, and we'll grab that. So we're going to come over here, and what we can do is throw this in here just like that. And again, this is going to highlight the fact that this is already there. So we want to extend this down a little bit, have the valves right above the actual right above the pump, and we don't have the pump lined up that well right here, so let's actually line the pump up a little bit better. And this all rolls down to having this look just really nice, right? So we'll come out here, throw this in there, pop that just like that, and come over here and send this to back. Arrangement is always important, so send this to back. And again, I'm just giving you some base indications so you kind of get the easy understanding of how to edit this stuff, right? So that's the key component behind making graphics look and feel the way they should, and just making it look real professional, right? So send it back again. So we have that. So now we have the tanks and stuff, and we have the tank layout and stuff of that nature. So again, to verify these are the right size or the right place, they may not look like it right now, but again, that is the right placement. So if we come back here and highlight this back, you can easily see now we have 2 pumps, 2 tanks that look just like that, right? So again, one of the tanks is a little bit further down, but the valve size are this, and you can have the valves up here as well, so you can actually flip this and it probably looks a little bit better. So if we were to come over here, slide this over just like that, come over, come up, and actually move this out of the way, take this, control this, and go over here to our alignment key again. This is how simple this is. We'll come over here, copy this, paste it, come over here, drag this in there just like we did before, and send to back, send it to back. And then this right here, we could extend this up just like so, and that would make sure the valves are at the right spot. So you can see that it just makes it look that much better, right? So if both the valves are at the same spot, it makes it look that much better. So let's come back in here, and you see that just like that, right? So now we can move these out of the way, so we're not actually going to use these right now, but I did want to make the valves look a little bit better so that you can actually see that. Now another key component is we want to have text in here. So you come over here, you can do a drawing, you can do push button. We're going to do standard text, and we're going to call this we'll call this, well, we want to have one for, let's just say for instance we're mixing up like a batching station for, like, say for instance this would be we have something for in the instance of what we're trying to build. Let's just say, I'm just trying to say something with 2 ingredients, so that would be like a soda for that matter. We can just say that this would be a soda, part soda, right? So you'd have your sugar, which would be your sucrose, and you would have that, and then your other one would be maybe your master batch, like Coca-Cola has a master batch, right? So we'll call this master batch, or master, batch tank, right? So we'll have that there, and we want to have that bold and have that just like this, right? So we'll have that there, and then we'll call that master recipe tank, because that's basically the terminology they have behind it. And you can change the font size if you want, but in our case, let's leave that just like that. What we'll do is put that right there, come over here, copy paste that over here, make sure we get the same size or the same demeanor up, and we'll come over here and get the placement right. And then this would be the sugar, so sugar tank. As much as simple as that seems, and that doesn't seem like it's that's because it had an extra character in it, so you want to make sure that is there as well. So now again, so that gives you a kind of base indicator of what the 2 tanks are. So this would be pump 1, pump 2, and then obviously the valve 1 and valve 2. So we can come in and put our indicators in there for that. But we also want to come in and make sure we have our stuff over here on top of this tank. So what we can do before we have any kind of animation, we'll come in here and get our base indicators as far as what these are. So this would be the first valve, and this would be the second valve. So we'll copy that, paste that in here, and we can get our valves to say different, have different things and stuff of that nature, but we'll have one for the sugar and one for the master batch, right? So it's really kind of a simple process. And then we'll come in here and throw our tank right here. What we want to do too is have a flow meter. So it really depends on your valves. You can put in different valves, you can put in flow meters and stuff of that nature. You can come in and we'll copy this one, so we'll have a different element as far as that goes. We'll shrink this down just a little bit to get the flow meter right size. And as far as this goes too, you want to make sure you have these in a good spot, right? So you see the structure and the way out. I was kind of having to do things because I was kind of wanting to have this just like this. So now we'll come in and grab this and copy and paste again. I'm just Control C, Control V, and then coming in here doing that, and we'll extend this out just a little bit, just like here. And then what we'll do is we'll use our indicator up here and flip that upside down. Now we are going to put readouts in here, so I'm not so much concerned with how this, as far as it looks and stuff like that. We're going to have readouts, we're going to have flows, and we're going to have as far as this goes, we're going to have different colors and stuff of that nature when it goes and actually indicates the way through the product. So again, when it comes down to it, we will show indicators of where the tank levels are, and we will show the indicators of the tank flowing or the product going through the pipes. So we'll come over here, copy this one more time, and throw that there. Again, send that to back, always send it to back, right? Because again, you want to have it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these up a little bit and then drop them back down. Or what we could do is drop our tank down a little bit and have this pump at the very bottom. So have this pump at the very bottom and then change these so that they just flow directly into it. But see, this one right here is a little bit low, so what we can do is we can actually change this to maybe a side view, turn this where we can actually turn it, and we can use this icon over here, which is rotate. And what I like to do on rotate is I like to come in here and get really close to it and then turn it just like this, so that I can see that everything is nice and square. And then after it's nice and square, I come back in here, turn my arrow on, and then that's just that good. So now we can have this coming in the side. So in that nature of that, what we can do is back this up and then have this come over here and make sure we come into the side of it. So I'll move this down, and then again make sure that our piping, come over here, copy the piping. We're just kind of roughly laying out the way things would look, right? So we'll have the piping right here, just like this. And again, you can have, we come in and throw stuff, let's see, let's actually get that, bring that to front. But what we can do is we can throw these flanges in here too, as you know, on the valves, make them look that much better, or we can even not use the flanges. It really depends on the way you want things to look. But again, we'll copy paste this again, shorten this up because it's going to be a small little indicator in here, and I'm trying to get the position of my tank. So this would be the position of my tank right here, and then what we'll do is we'll send this to back, right? So now we have our indicators. So this will be the pump on, this would be enabling the product to come down, this would be the pump pumping the product over, and this would be a liquid sugar. So keep that in mind, this would be a Syracuse like, you know, product of that nature. And to even get this even looking a little bit better, what we can do is highlight that down just like that. And I think, to me personally, that looks a little bit better because you can actually see that and see the way those look, right? So they kind of flow together. You know, it really depends on the look and feel, and we'll come back and adjust this and make this look a little bit better each and every time. But first we need to get this stuff laid in there. So this would be this product, so we'll grab one of these, copy paste, grab one of these and throw that in here. Okay, so again, go send it to back, and then that would send it to back. Copy this over just like this. Make sure this is where we're going to use our elbows. Alright, so when we come back over here, we use the tanks over here, or the piping over here. You can use the elbows. Let's just actually not use that, and let's flip this one. So what we're going to do is we'll copy this, paste it, and then we're going to use the flip tool, flip it upside down just like that. So this would be right here, and actually let's have one going to one side, one going into the other. So let's, coming in just the way this thing is laying out and the way it's playing, let's copy this, paste it over here, and throw this just like this. We'll actually take this and move the tank over just a little bit, just like this. Have this come in here just like this. Copy this, paste it over just like that. Again, send it back. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, again, because you're going to actually utilize this stuff. You know, that's the reason why you have send to back and send to front, so you can actually get the firm or the firm layout the way you want. So let's make sure everything is lined up properly, and let's get this out of the way. Let's come back in here, and let's get this lined out over here. So we'll come over here and we'll line this pipe up. The best way to do that, I found, is to come over here and really kind of just, you know, get that, you know, zoom as much as you possibly can. Get that just like that. So it's a nice transition. And then we'll come in and get this down piece just like this. And again, to get that nice transition, make sure the widths are right, make sure everything is just right. And this really depends on how things, so you're gonna have a little bit of variation in here, not a big deal, right? So we'll zoom out, and then we'll take this bottom piece, add it in there just like so, and then copy this piece again, and then shrink it down. And as we shrink it down, we're going to go ahead and add this into here just like that. So we need to still shrink it down because it's sort of in the elbow, so we want to make sure we line that up. So again, come in here and use your zoom tool and then line this up. So that would kind of give you, and what you can do to get the colors right, being this little kind of black line is here, you can take this and flip this pipe using this tool right here, just like that. And then do the same thing here, flip the pipe so that you get your lines correctly done. Now again, you're going to center back on this one, so we're going to center back, and then that gets that nice line right there. So you can see the way that the graphics look. It's starting to look a lot more professional. So just a simple fact of what we did, right? So we have the color line, the little black accented line. We're matching those up, and even here we're matching these up right here. You can even flip these over if you want to make sure they're all kind of the same way, right? So we can flip these upside down just like this and make sure all these are the same way. So now we have our piping going into our actual system. We have our flow meters installed, and we have our itemized things in here. So as far as this goes, we have our entry points to what will be going into our actual product, our actual tank. We need to put a tank right here. This would be our mixing tank. So we'll come in here and put our drawing, which is a text, or we can just copy this right here, copy, paste, and then this would be the mixing tank. So we'll call this product mixing tank. Just that simple, just that easy. You can start to see how this stuff kind of comes together. Really simple. Again, we need to have an agitator up top. So I will actually come in and add an agitator up top. So the key to that, and this is where we could actually come in and redesign this stuff a little bit better, is pick an agitator that we want to use for the system, and come in and actually, see how that fits into play. So let's see what we have. Pumps, we have piping, we have PLCs. Let's see what we have. Tanks. We don't really have a good agitator. So we do want to have a mixing time, right? So we want to have some kind of mixing, and we may end up adding a motor. Let's just see, a motor. And sometimes they have a good motor that you can just edit, right? And these are just drives. So let's just see if we can find something that would be a good solid work for this. This is bottles. So let's come in here and actually, and like I say, we're editing this for live and really kind of getting the design work done. So let's see what we can actually have here as far as this goes. So, and we may just end up having a motor and then kind of building it, right? And that may be something we can do on the very next video. But what we can do right now is we do have all this stuff here, and the sizing of this I kind of like. So what I'll do is I'll probably come over here and copy this, paste this. And I know we talked about having the size here, so let's flip this around. Again, we're going to flip this around using the tool right here, and we're going to have this piping come up and come over here to our final tank. Again, what we'll do is copy this and paste this in here, and we're going to get our final, this would be finished product. So this would be our finished product tank, right? Now again, we can change the fonts of this if we want to, change the fonts if you know, have it a little bit bigger. Even this right here, come over here, highlight this, come over here, have this like a font of 12. You'll see, and you'll kind of just get how you like the look and feel as soon as we build the client file. You know, as soon as we run it, see how things look. But again, when it comes down to it, it doesn't hurt to really kind of get these a little bit better when you're first designing them, right? And then you can always come in and click a run to see how it would look. Of course, we don't have anything connected to it right now, so it's not going to do us any good. But we do, because again, these are looking for, the valves are actually looking for tags right now, because we use tags, or we use valves from our actual you know, valve layout. So these are actually, if you do look at this, this does have, to do tag substitution, it does have a valve or tag associated with it. We will be replacing those tags as we go. So as far as this goes, you know, that's basically the premise behind that. Now again, we'll come in and again pick a mixer. We'll probably build a mixer as far as that goes, and then add the rest of it. But I want to show you this piece by piece, so you get to see how you can build it, how you can see, and how things can go together nice and easy, and see how things are working. Now we will progress and get better throughout this whole process. And for some of you, the design work is a little bit, you know, not the funnest part of it, but it is very fluent to have this looking professional as possible. So I don't want to skip anything. I don't want to, you know, leave anything out, because every detail does count, and making this, you know, a very educational process is what is most important of this. So again, another video that kind of exceeded our time limit. We know we were aiming to the 10 to 15 minute mark. We ended up in the 20-minute mark, but again, I think this was a good, valid, value added content as far as, you know, design and the way things will work, right? So we may still come back and adjust this again, but again, when it comes down to it, I want to give you the detailed implementation of how this is done. So again, we'll with all that said, we'll see you guys on the very next video.